work on improving your weaknesses. Now, is that a bunch of bullshit? Hi, guys, I'm Super Sports, here with another sports betting video, but it's not what you think. Today, we're going to be discussing something a little bit different. See, on this channel, we normally discuss profitable sports betting strategies, but this time around, I want to express an important concept that goes way beyond sports betting, but rather a money making concept that you can apply to anything that you want to be exceptional at. So pay attention because we're about to make a lot of money. Okay, so what does the world teach us? All right, growing up, my teachers, my parents, many of the authoritative figures in my life told me to play it safe, get a job, trade your time for dollars, follow the straight path ahead, strive for safety. Essentially, the world wants and needs conformers. Now, why is that? Well, conformers are the closest thing that we can get to robots without eliminating the human effect entirely. And what I mean by this is society wants us to do what we're supposed to and not question it, not try to ruin the status quo. The thing about the human effect, though, is that all of us as individuals, we're all unique in many different ways. We have slightly different personality traits that will make us different from the next person. These different traits will add up to create the unique you. So some of these traits, in fact, can cause us to stand out. Some people talk louder. Some people walk faster. Some people are great thinkers. Some are very instinctual. Whatever it is, everyone has a higher rating in certain categories than others. So you guys are all sports fans on this channel. You guys played Madden, NBA 2K. They give all the players ratings on every statistical category. So, like if you have Patrick Mahomes in Madden, he's not going to be the best at run blocking, but he's still an exceptional person because he does what he does to the highest level. And what he does is, well, throw the football. He's not asked to do everything on the football field, but he excels at one thing very well, but not everything. So in order to be a normal, functioning member of society, sometimes we are asked to tone down what makes us different. Someone who speaks their mind with ease may force himself to be silent in moments he shouldn't in order to keep a position. A person who needs constant movement to feel awake may have to force themselves to sit down just to survive their 8-hour desk job. These things feel unnatural to our individual human spirit, but we do it because we need a job, and we need a job so we don't stray too far away from society's narrative because, after all, we are social creatures. However, it's nearly impossible to get rich by being somebody regular. It's because doing what everyone else does will get you results that everyone else does. And you can see that most people out there aren't rich. So how do we break away from that? So whether we realize it or not, the disadvantages society teaches us or tells us is wrong with us is exactly what is going to make us rich. And that is how we find our superpower. It's the thing that makes us weird, makes us unique, is what is going to drive us forward in life. See, my biggest struggle in life has always been impulsivity. I remember having trouble sitting through tests all the way back in sixth grade just because of my inability to sit still. Exams in college, too hard. I wasn't allowed to walk away from the test, when I needed a break because I had 50 minutes to finish the test. I had to sit there and just do it. Colleges don't allow for you to, take your time and do that. So I was forced into society's rule and I had to conform. So enter sports betting. Sports betting is probably the king of all impulsive activities because a lot of people will see a bet or they'll think they need a bet on the game and they'll just try to throw a bet as quickly as possible. But in sports betting, that's an area of life that someone who is naturally impulsive can be pretty good at it. And one of the big things that will make you a success in sports betting is learning how to get picks down fast. A lot of times the best picks out there are available at prices that won't last forever. Think about it as like an eBay auction. You'll have certain prices out there. You have to try to get in while it's hot, while no one else is noticing. My ability to be impulsive and find those bets and place those bets right away is a huge advantage for me, and it's how I make thousands of dollars a month sports betting from my laptop at home. So let's talk about it for you. Here are the 4 principles for finding your superpower. We're going from step 1 to step 4. Let's break down with step 1. Figure out what people always say that you suck at. Like, what are the things that you need to improve upon? So I have a coach, and for him, his biggest flaw is he daydreams all the time. Whether he's at work or even teaching clients sometimes, he'll be stuck in his mind about something that he, like an idea that he wants to implement, or just a brand vision of his future. But rather than focus on, well, focusing better, he'll use those daydreams to come up with a better vision for his YouTube channel. And that's why he has over 300,000 subscribers at this point, because he's used those visions effectively, and he uses his daydreams, his weakness, unlike other people do. Instead of pushing it down, he elevates it up, and it makes him stand out amongst the crowd. So ask yourself, what is the advantage in this thing that I suck at? Maybe you're the type of person who's always naturally lazy, and you just want to, sit down at your computer and you want to work from that. So a career in computer programming will be very advantageous to you, because you can make good money while you're sitting down at the computer all the time. A lot of people can't sit at the computer all the time, and you have that advantage. Maybe you're a super talkative person and you can't control how often you talk. Well, maybe a career like sales, where you're forced to talk to people all the freaking time, all day, 24/7, that'll be an advantage for you, because a lot of people hate talking to strangers. A lot of people hate talking all day to strangers. You have that advantage. So whatever your problem is, there's a way. There's definitely a way to turn that into a money-making advantage. Here's step number 2. You got to find a person who has your suck. Read books, watch YouTube videos, go out to try to explore. Like, this is your learning stage right here. You've figured out what you, quote, suck at. Now you just have to find other people, like-minded individuals that you can relate to. Better in person, of course. If you can find friends within your area that possess similar traits as you do, the better. But we have access now on the internet to so many different personalities. So many people are putting themselves out there nowadays that you'd be hard pressed not to find someone who's at least a little bit similar to you. Find people with similar flaws that you do, and sort of see how they've used that flaw to become more successful. I look at Alex Monahan. Alex Monahan is the founder or the co-founder of OddsJam, and he's placed hundreds of thousands of dollars in bets per year over the last few years, and he's made a lot of money doing it. Now, what a lot of people might say about him is, oh, he's addicted to sports betting, or he's on his computer all the time. All he wants to do is just bet on sports. He doesn't want to do anything else meaningful, blah, blah, blah. Well, people can say that, but I know for myself that I love watching sports. I love betting on sports. Even if I try to think about it logically, it won't matter, because I just inherently love it. And he loves it and turned it into a money-making passion. And I followed him, directly followed suit, and now I've created my own path for making my own money in sports betting. So find someone within your field, or find someone within your with similar personality traits to you. Start learning. Number 3, now that you've tried looking for people, you found your person or people that you relate to. Now you have to actually try things like careers, hobbies. Look for clues within your realm, within those weaknesses that you have. Try to look for things that you think, maybe this will work. So you see me now, I'm a success with sports betting, and I'm still developing, but I could say I've gotten down a pretty nice formula to make money sports betting. But before that, I was failing in other ventures. Well, at first I failed at betting on sports, and then I failed with day trading, and then I failed with crypto. I even tried getting into real estate. I was a real estate agent for 3 months before I quit. Wasted all that training, all that studying, I've gotten certifications, professional certifications that I might never use. I've tried different avenues to try to figure out what works best for me in my future. And if I didn't try all those things, like if I didn't lose money in crypto, if I didn't go through the suffering of being at an open house as a real estate agent on a Sunday and no one shows up, I wouldn't have put together what I didn't want. And once you figure out what you don't want, it's a hell of a lot easier to find out what you do want, right? But the only way you're going to be really successful at something is if you have like this inherent skill that you can lean into. And that inherent skill is something that most people aren't willing to exercise. And that is exactly what we're talking about here. So just go out, try things. And this process can probably take you years. So it's not something you're just going to wake up and do tomorrow. You're not going to try 10 things and figure it out. But you got to get started, start with something, don't give up too soon, but don't be afraid to call it quits if it's not working, and find your thing. Number 4 is all about what happens once you find that thing, and that is to go all in. Eliminate all distractions, attachments, and focus on your hobby and being the very best at it. When I say cut out all attachments, I mean vices that don't directly lead you toward your goals, and most vices don't anyway. Friends that don't want to see you level up, don't want to see you successful. They don't have any aspirations themselves, right? It could be a partner, could be even family members. Family members that are holding you back, and not just people, but it could even be like a hobby that isn't necessarily bad for you. Like maybe you're really into running and you do lots of running all the time, you do running every day, but maybe you find that you can make money in a different realm, and maybe you have to put the running to the side for a little bit. Whatever it may be, find your thing. Spend the next 6 to 12 months refining your craft. So just like you tried and failed with finding your passion, now you're going to try and within your passion fail, try new things, and that's how you're going to get better over time. You need to identify the 20% of actions that are going to get you 80% of results. That is the Pareto principle. And the Pareto principle is highly effective because what you'll begin to realize is all you have to do to be successful in whatever you're doing is do like the same few actions every day. Do that again and again consistently, and you will see success. In Malcolm Gladwell's book Outliers, he talks about it takes 10,000 hours to become a master at something. So if you have 0 hours accumulated, well, you got some work ahead of you, but you might as well get the ball rolling now, because if you wait any longer, well, it's just going to take you longer, right? And trust me, it's always worth getting started. Think about all the old actors you see out there, right? Think about how many of them waited probably years to get their big break, but now they got it, and now they're living the life they want to, right? Just get started today, all right? Whatever society says that you're weak at, just know that that is what makes you who you are, and you can make exponential loads of money just by leaning into it. So I hope you guys like this video. It's a little different from my other ones, but I really hope you find it helpful. If you like the channel, subscribe to Shoop Sports, and I will see you guys next time.